and on point.
Senior Superintendent of Police Edmond Cooper's journey to the top was not an easy one. Cooper, who hails from Norley Village, Quarantine Bubis, grew up with his grandparents, who he said were very instrumental in him reaching this far. He said it wasn't easy, but he pursued.
Because my grandfather always said to me that the sky is the limit and never give up. He said, always say that the strongest soldier got the hardest fight. You understand? And he always say that stick to the fight when your heart is hit. He always say that to me. And so while I was going to school, I always have that in the forefront of my mind. And this word resonated with me all the time. Focus. Must always be focused. And so I attended Kildonan Primary School. And then I went to Central Quarantine Secondary School, where I was successful in the CXC exam. And then I joined the Ghana Police Force, where I was the best graduating student at the Felix Austin Police College in 1993. I joined the police force and I worked at several stations. I came through the ranks, from constable right on to my present rank.
Cooper said the challenges back in those days remain the same today.
And I dare say, without any fear contradiction, those challenges still remain today in the organization, and they're more pronounced today. And so, after I joined the police force, I always remember education, education, education. And I pursued my education to this point. While being a prosecutor on the East Coast, now Judge Braston Reynolds see the potential in me, and he asked me to pursue this law. He said to me, no matter how long it takes, it will finish once you be resilient. And so I had advice from several magistrates, countless, some judges, some still magistrates, and I took those advice very seriously. I would want to strongly suggest that we try to develop the camaraderie between the organization, which is lacking right now. There's little or no camaraderie within the organization, as I understand it, and I know from time when back, this organization is supposed to be a cohesive organization. And you be your brother's keeper, well, not for the wrong things, but for the right thing. But as I say, it's difficult to say that we're experiencing that right now. Difficult to see that we're experiencing that. So my take on that is to have, especially the officer corps, to cement the camaraderie. And so together we share ideas and showcase the public that we are a unit and a force to reckon with.
Cooper said he started to pursue law in 2009. But again, it was not an easy task. The father of two said his wife, children, and some of his close friends were his backbone during those difficult times.
I'm not saying it was the circumstances, but I know that it wasn't easy in the organization coming through the ranks of them. I was transferred several times all over the place, but I did not give up. I did not give up. I went to the Union Law School. That there was a set of challenges also, but I never give up. And I have to sincerely thank some of my friends who are here today in support of me, and with their help, I was able to make it today.
The Senior Superintendent of Police said he would like to pass on that knowledge to his colleagues in the force.
And so what I want to do, as I said before, is to, whatever knowledge I have required, is to use it within the organization so that we could showcase that the police force is something for people to look up to. And coming through from constable coming right through is very important, I think pivotal, to know that you could start from the bottom and reach the top. And I will continue to do what I have to do. Irrespective of the challenges, I will continue to do what I have to do. I know it will not be easy in this organization as it stands now, but with God's help, things will happen.
Cooper said his first intention was to become a teacher, but after he was introduced to what he called the police Bible, his focus changed.
Well, to join the police force, I had an uncle named Mr. Grant. I always remember when I was going to school, he had something they call the police Bible back in the days. And I always used to read that book that he has, thick book. And they had the oath of office. So when I joined the police force, I had already known the oath of office when I joined the police force. I used to see how we used to look neat, clean, and even though my first intention was to become a teacher, I decided to join the Ghana Police Force. I never regret it. I went to several countries, experienced several things, and I would say sincere thanks to the police force for making me the kind of person I am today. And I would encourage any young person, once you're resilient and you focus, you'll make it in this organization, irrespective of the circumstances.
Cooper was admitted to the bar on November 10th before Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire. His petition was presented by attorney at law Mark Waldron. Cooper said wherever his journey takes him, he will go. That's it for this edition of On Point. Do join us again next week for another edition.